thank you for
My bad. I muted your mic.
Okay.
We
call this pre-recordings.
I fucked this one up. I haven't done this in a while.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You're good.
Oh, okay. I didn't expect the 3, 2, 1.
You can edit it.
It's more.
Or I can just keep it as this.
No, of course we got to keep it like this.
3, 2, 1.
Cut to the Chase podcast, guys. If you guys haven't heard, this is the podcast to tune into. We are back with another episode with your boy, Mr. Chase Abel. I am Chase Abel. Thank you again for tuning in. Please, guys, subscribe, like, and share the podcast. We are growing, which is good. That's a good thing when you grow. So please subscribe, get on YouTube, get on Spotify, give a share, and just, tune in, having fun with the podcast. Listen, I'm not waiting any moment. I'm getting right into it. I came into a very, very nice, stilled temperature studio at WFNson Studios. Nicky Neighborhoods has a great temperature right now. I'm coming in from work. I woke up at 7 o'clock in the morning to go in early because my boss called me and said, hey, by the way, my coworker got kidney stones and he's going to be out for a while. Can you come in early? Now, this is the thing, guys. I don't like to go in early to work. I only like to go in when I'm scheduled. Okay. Now, if it's planned, I'll go in early. Sure. But I don't like spontaneous calls to come in early. Primarily because I went to bed 3 hours before the time that they needed me. So I was already hammered. I was high. Last night I smoked 2 joints. I ordered Felipe's Mexican burrito. I had everything on the works. I also ordered flan and a Mexican cola. That was my night last night. So I didn't expect to go in early to work, but I did. Got into work around 7:30 this morning, and I just got off around 7:45 p.m., which means, ladies and gentlemen, I am a hard worker. Or I didn't know how to do my job, and I just was like milking overtime. I'll let you guys just decide what that is. We're back with another episode. Please listen to all the other episodes that we have uploaded. We released some really cool episodes and guests. So tuning to those episodes, those are pretty cool. Ani Moosh episode was really awesome. She also produces the podcast before. I had a good time with her. She's a very interesting cat. So listen to that episode. That was the last episode, or one of the episodes that we released recently. I gotta bring in just Nicky Neighborhoods straight off the gate because number one, Nicky Neighborhoods right now has fucking Christmas socks. I really don't know what's going on. I don't even know what Nicky Neighborhoods has been up to. Last time when we spoke, he was unemployed. He was, I don't know. He looks like
Same outfit.
Haitian
Christmas socks.
Looked like he gained about 7 pounds. I don't know if he went into the unemployment line. I need to know what's going on with Nicky Neighborhoods' mental state. This is going to be a podcast about, in my opinion, Nicky Neighborhoods, seeing where he's at. In addition, we're also going to talk about knowing your value. Because Nicky Neighborhoods, before the podcast even started, he was like, you know what, Chase? If they want me, they're going to have to pay me.
Yeah, we're going to have to edit that out for sure. But yeah, that was a general statement, I think.
I don't know, man.
First of all, let's address the elephant in the room. I have not gained 7 pounds. I've been on a prison workout regime, which is 150 push-ups a day, close to, I don't know what that equals a week, but that's every day.
Okay.
I go on my 3-mile walk, and I drink as much water as I can. So I might be bulking up.
Why do you go for 3-mile walks? Why the long walks? Why not a short?
Oh, no, the long walks are low impact. High intensity, high calorie burning. It's just a loop around the Charles River.
So you do one loop.
I go right over the bridge of Mass Ave. I loop in front of MIT. I go over the Salt and Pepper Bridge, and then I loop back on the Esplanade. So that's like around 3 miles.
It's a long walk.
Yeah, man. Better than running.
Bad knees?
Yeah, I just don't like to run. I don't look good when I run. It's not a good look.
You don't really have. Yeah,
I don't do long distance exercising.
You're like, I don't know. Like your body is interesting. Like it's the way it's made. Like,
yeah,
it's just the way it's
proportioned.
I don't know if anyone's ever told you that.
Yeah,
like you look like you're pretty good up top. Like you're good
Sure.
You got like you're kind of a tall guy because I stood next to you one time and I'm like, oh shit, fucking Nicky's up
6'3".
close. You look really tall, and then from far away, I'm like, he looks okay. He looks average. But then I got up to him, I'm like, oh, this guy's pretty tall. Now the thing is with this, right? You got pretty brolic shoulders. Your shoulders are pretty good.
Yeah. It's okay.
It's not, and it's you got good shoulders. I think for me, what's concerning
is the Vlade Divac haircut.
It's the whoa. Holy shit! That is it. You fucking.
I look like Vlade
Divac, dude.
That's exactly it.
You do look like you're an assistant coach for like the Lithuanian national basketball team.
Yeah, I used to look like an athlete. Now I look like a referee.
Wow. You also look like you referee in women's field hockey games on Sundays.
It's mostly women's sports. Yeah, I feel like because the pace is at like where I want to be.
But I don't think you would do it because for that. I think you would do it because of the pay. I think like you because they pay a little bit more. You pay like you do women's like games because they pay more.
Yep.
All right. Would you
so there was a full breakdown.
Would you ever go to like an umpire school?
Never.
I feel like you would.
Never. No.
You wouldn't go to umpire school?
No, I would just assume go back and get my master's degree, then go to umpire school. or go to Emerson and get certification in like editing or something that I can use. I don't think going to umpire school is high on my list.
But I feel like you would be a great umpire, but you'd be a great home plate umpire because you'd be you know how to throw out guys.
Yeah. Yep.
You got that temperament to wait.
If it was free, maybe. If someone wants to pay for me to go to ump school, I would go. And I can only imagine the people that are in umpire school, the lost souls that are Little League umpires.
Oh,
I mean, that's where you start.
Yeah.
Love this background noise, by the way. The studio is not yet insulated and noise proof, so.
That's fine. They probably think I'm at my place. Because I wouldn't have to say it's my place. They would be like, oh, yeah. The sounds, match the drapes. The sound match the drapes.
But I'm doing good.
Are you doing good, man? What's going on with the job shirts, bro?
It is what it is. It's work. It's work. There's jobs out there to be had.
There's a lot of jobs.
I'm gonna get one.
People are not fucking working.
I'm gonna get one. No, there's a shocking amount of people just not working.
It's amazing to me.
I have not felt relief. I've been not working for probably the last week. I have not felt relief one day.
Now you know how I feel.
Not one day. Well, I mean, you're cool, calm, and collected. I feel like you go and do things.
Oh, yeah.
I still feel like I'm working. I still feel like the stress of sitting in front of my computer and getting on calls and doing all this stuff. I'm not one of those people where I'm like, maybe I'll start looking at the end of the month.
Well, if you're trying to allude to the fact that I'm still homeless and I have 2 days to find a place.
Still homeless.
Well,
what's going on with the search?
I'm not homeless technically. I still have 2 days for my last month's rent to last. I haven't found a place yet, but I have a couple options. So I'll let you know next episode where my new place is.
Yeah, good.
Are you concerned for me that are you more concerned the fact that like my, do you think I have like a lack of like urgency on this, or what do you think this is?
I think in general you kind of have a lack of urgency, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. In some ways it can prevent you from getting things.
Okay. All right.
But in other ways I find you to be very proactive. Like you've been very proactive with your health. I got some new sound bites too. How about that?
Thank you very much.
You've been very proactive with your health. I think you've been very proactive and consistent with this podcast.
Thank you very much with that.
I know you have a day job now. You know, you've been very well. Day jobs provide you with a lot of great things. They provide you with some income. They allow you to take Ubers versus taking the bus or public transit. Over time.
Burritos at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, day jobs are pretty great.
Yeah. $30 Uber, eats.
Very, very thankful to have a day job. But I've seen consistency there. In other areas,
there we go.
And it seems as though that consistency tank has been emptied. And the urgency is not necessarily there in an area that I feel potentially could be on people's top 1 or 2 basic needs, which is, it's not good or bad. It's just, I think it just is what it is. How do you feel about it? Now, for those listening and those who've listened to, the Ani Moosh episode was great, by the way. Love Ani Moosh.
Oh, you listened to it?
I did, yeah.
Good. I'm glad you just don't produce it and you listen to it.
Yeah. Well, certain episodes I do.
Thank you.
But before that, you were talking about, we kind of talked towards the end there, and not soundproof. We're going to soundproof the studio. We're literally in a wooden glass box where if you drop anything, it reverberates. So apologies to the listeners. You said earlier about like your living situation, your lease being up, and you're having to find a new...
I don't have a lease.
Oh, it's on a lease?
Month to month.
Okay, well...
I only do month to months.
Okay.
I've been doing month to months for about 8-10 years now.
Really?
Yeah. Primarily because I only do month to month. Just kind of like my relationships. I'm afraid of commitment, so I like to stay consistent.
Okay. And what progress would you say you've made in the search? This is not made to make you feel bad, by the way. This is to kind of identify.
I made some progress. I have two options right now. Maybe you can help me on choosing the option.
Open it up. Let's go.
I have one option where I have someone who I work with who owns a house.
Oh.
They live in just a little north of Boston.
Okay.
Not like,
surrounding areas of Boston. Okay. Somerville, Medford, Everett, East Boston, Charlestown
area.
Okay.
Yep. Owns a 2-family home, rents out the first floor.
Oh.
Has rooms, has a room available.
Okay.
And he told me, hey, come check it out tomorrow. And if you like it, it's yours.
Okay.
The other option is that I have a friend and she's away. She's working remotely in Oregon, and she has a place in 1 bedroom right next to the beach, just south of Boston.
Okay.
And she said that she may be able to rent her 1 bedroom, on a month-to-month basis while she is away. Yes. So I have 2 options here. I have the ability to rent a room with maybe a roommate or a couple, depending on the other situation, or rent her place, the 1 bedroom, and I have a whole place to myself.
Now, the 1 bedroom.
Talk to me nice.
Well, first of all, I got to see the places. I think understanding the space is important.
I think I don't have that much options.
Okay. All right. So that aside,
right.
I think it depends. Okay. I would immediately go to the option of living by myself.
Yes.
And how long would it take you to get into the city from that location?
By Uber, 15 minutes.
Okay.
By transportation, probably like 40.
Oh, okay.
Red line.
Okay.
The red line. If you guys listen to my podcast, if you guys from Boston, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I think I've lived in this town that you're considering before, and I had to take the red line in. And then the other place is a little bit closer.
Yeah.
Ish.
Over the Tobin Bridge. Boom.
Can you take the train?
You can take. There's no train. You can
ferry?
take the Silver Line, or you can take the bus and drops you right at Haymarket.
Okay.
And from there, you can go take the train to work. So,
I think you go by both and you take a look at both.
Well, I've been in both.
Okay.
Well, I've been in one. The friend of mine with the 1 bedroom.
Okay.
I'm not going to allude as to how or when.
Yeah. I have to. Okay. You're familiar with the surroundings at that apartment.
I'm familiar with the wallpaper.
Okay. Fair enough. The ceiling. Okay. And the other place you haven't.
Right.
This other place I'm like so curious about because I'm like, what's the couple? Who's the couple?
I know. But I've always had those situations where I walk into like making roommates with strangers, and like I've always had good roommate situations. The previous place that I lived before this one, where I have to leave, I lived there for 7 years, and I was the main person that controlled the apartment. So I controlled which roommates I wanted, and the landlord allowed me to do that. I don't have that power now. So it's basically just trying to decide. I'm going to be honest with you. I have no fucking choice. I'm probably going to take the one, whatever's first come, first serve.
Okay.
I don't have, I got 2 days to like leave my place.
Sure.
So I guess whatever one comes available, I got to take it.
Yep.
Or if my friend says, the girl says, hey, you can rent my place, but you got to wait a little bit, I can stay with a friend for a few.
Got it.
And then.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not proposing anything to you.
Okay. I can already tell you right now the answer is no, but.
I didn't answer. You didn't let me finish the question.
But go ahead.
See, this is what happens with, listen.
Go ahead.
You didn't let me finish.
I'm listening.
You know what? What I learned in life, actually, quitting while you're ahead doesn't mean quitting, so I'm not going to answer that question.
Yeah.
So
I didn't ask a question.
I was going to ask a question, and then you already answered it. But
you want to move into the studio.
Listen, the way you said that.
Okay. I don't think you would survive in this apartment. No, I don't think the stress would.
No. I can't live here.
Yeah.
No. I can't live here. There's no, like, it's not because I don't want to. Listen, first of all, the apartment is a nice apartment.
Yep.
It's painted, hardwood floors, has a nice bathroom. Mm-hmm. It's always clean. This apartment is never dirty.
No.
One of the reasons why I wouldn't impede in asking you, even though you do have a bedroom that's empty right now, that definitely fits a bed that I can sleep on. You know, would you be able to help a friend in need? Sure. You could fucking definitely elevate my friendship based on you giving me the opportunity. But you're not going to take that opportunity. We're not saying that that's the case.
No one said that. That was not said.
Yeah. No one's saying that you could actually lend a fucking... You could... Whoa.
Absolutely not.
We're not saying you could be the guy that saves me in this situation.
No.
We're not saying that. We're not also saying that you could, help a lending hand.
Well, look.
But what we are saying is that I'm an individual where I will... Listen, let me be fair in saying this. I'm a person that likes to respect people's space. Right?
Yeah.
I like people who respect people's space. And also, it's like, listen, you're newlyweds. I'm not really one of those... I hate to impede. Mm-hmm. I don't like the feeling of impeding in people's personal space or people's personal livelihoods. Mm-hmm. Now, if I was in a situation where like I had no choice, I'm sure Nick would be like, you would be like, hey man, like stay a few days,
whatever you need.
Wifey's all good, I'll just tell her that things are not working well for you. I'd lie.
Yeah.
Or something. But
it would be the worst couple days of your life.
I put myself in this situation, and I'm telling you, my whole life, I've always been able to figure it out on the like at the buzzer. It always happens like that. Whether or not it's not good, I know.
No, you need. Here's the thing. I think in order to have urgency in this matter, you need to figure it out. I think you have figured it out.
Partially.
I think you, or in your own way, but I do think you need to get to a breaking point with your living situation where, you don't have this happen again. You get in a situation where you go, you know what? I'm just not going to.
This is my last time.
I'm going to have a calendar invite on my calendar 2 weeks before I need to move out.
Okay.
And I'll be able to in a non-urgent way. Because when you're proactive, there's not as much urgency. There's positive urgency and there's negative urgency. The urgency you're experiencing with your living situation is negative urgency.
Or is it a exercise to operate in continuous controlled chaos that further improves my ability to survive in this world?
Well, I think I could light my home on fire and get out of it, but that doesn't mean that I've learned a new survival skill. That means I just burnt my fucking house down and I'm a lunatic.
Right.
it just ruined everything that I possess. But
I'm with you.
no, I get where you're coming from.
I gotta get a little organized.
You
Gotta get a little organized.
I think I look at things in percentages. I think if you increase your organizational, you have 100% of your attention each day. How would you break down that 100% of your attention? Does that make sense? So like
100%.
What would you say the breakdown is?
45% Pornhub.
Okay, right off the bat. Fair enough.
Get it out the way.
Yep, that's a lot.
It's a lot. I got a lot to lose.
Yeah. 45%. Okay.
I'd say 25% eating.
Okay, that's fair. I'm there with you. I'm at a solid 25, maybe at times 30 or 40%.
Yeah, I'm not higher than that. Intermittent fasting, you guys should try it. And then what's that? That's 65, right?
Yeah.
Or 70?
What did you say? 45 and 25?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's 80.
80.
Right?
That's 80?
70, sorry. 70.
Right. So I got 30% rent, right?
Mm-hmm.
The other 15% exercise.
Okay.
Okay. No, actually, no, I lied. No, I don't do that.
10.
Yeah, that's a 10. 10.
And then 20%.
Sleeping.
Okay. I think if you
I have to do some shifting
literally just cut 5% of your Pornhub
to 40
and put that 5% towards a calendar,
Sure.
a Google Calendar, and you just looked at
Okay.
time blocking for yourself.
I need to know. Okay.
I'm showing Chase my Google Calendar, by the way.
You have a lot of. Okay. I know organization is key, right? The job that I have now is completely tests how organized you are. So it actually challenged me to be more organized. But the way my brain, I don't know if I ever told you this, but the way my brain actually receives information, I don't receive it in numerical equations. I see them in pictures and spaces.
Okay.
So it's like with music and stuff. Like I don't like if when I rap or sing, because I don't know.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that.
Mm-hmm. Can only imagine.
So like Drake, when Drake when he shares how he raps, he doesn't listen. He listens for spaces.
Okay.
And that's how I am. Like,
so you're saying you're like Drake?
I mean, you said it. I didn't want to say it.
So
this stuff like color coding and charts,
but that goes against what you just said, because that is visual. Color coding. This is actually.
That's not visual. The colors make it seem like it's visual, but
they don't make it seem. Colors are visual.
Colors are it's yeah. What I'm saying is like you inputting that information gives me anxiety. How to the charting and like the task.
I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I think you think this is more. You're making this more complicated than it needs to be. You literally.
Okay.
I'm just telling anyone out there who finds themselves in situations where they're like, oh fuck, I don't know, when am I supposed to be there, or when is this supposed to happen, or when do I have to move out? If you literally just on your phone, it's so easy, just make a calendar invite to yourself. You can look at your week. Like, let's see, Chase, I can get, and I don't mean to do this, I'm not patronizing you at all, I'm just saying,
you got
I know my rent's due.
What's the red?
On the red is serious. See, this is where the visual stuff comes in. Red is stuff that I might not like, but I have to do. Pay my rent, pay my Wi-Fi and my streaming bill.
Cut to the Chase podcast.
Cut to the Chase podcast is in purple, which is what I like.
Oh,
purple is a light purple.
Okay.
Green are some open mics.
Okay.
And then I'll do like blue is kind of last minute stuff that I scheduled.
Okay.
Like the impromptu stuff that I had to schedule. And then gray is stuff that happens every week, like groceries.
Okay.
And it just gives you an idea of what you could be doing with your time. You don't have to stick to all of this.
All right.
How do you feel after hearing that and looking at this?
I feel like I was back in like Mrs. Ray's class in the 4th grade when she showed us when Mandela got freed in 1989. Like it was, I didn't understand it
until you saw it.
Until I saw it.
You didn't understand the significance of Nelson Mandela getting freed until you actually saw
it.
What was happening.
Yeah.
And that is very similar to this Google Calendar.
Yeah. So you had to actually. Like I said, I'm visual. So you basically just broke it down in a way that I can like.
What's your cell phone look like? What's your cell phone screen look like?
Let me see.
Well, no. Can you open it? Like, what do your apps look like? It's a very nice picture.
Thank you. Just basic apps, nothing crazy. I don't download apps.
They're not grouped. You don't really group anything.
I don't group.
Okay.
I don't group apps. I don't like put them inside the other apps. Like I don't compartmentalize my apps. That's a great word, by the way. Wow. Compartmentalize. I don't know if that's like used.
That's good.
Is that a good one? Yeah, everything's pretty basic. I just text. I do email. I have my Lyft. I have my finance stuff, my bank apps, but I don't think I've ever utilized this phone to the maximum potential since the iPhone ever came out.
I think there's too much on there.
It's too much.
My whole screen is black. I try to put it in black and white.
Oh, why?
Because the colors are meant to distract you and meant to make you feel like there's urgency when there's not.
Fuck.
So like
word
notifications. I'll show you how to do it. But notifications, things like social media when you're on Instagram.
Right.
I don't put Instagram on my home screen, so I have to like type in Instagram if I want to use it.
Okay.
And just little things and I group all my apps. So I'll put all my money stuff in one thing, Uber and all that other shit, just so that it's neat and organized. So that when I look at my phone, I look at it as like a tool. This might be boring for some people, but
it's something that some people. Listen. There's people that are masters at doing these type of things, and there's people like me that just are really don't do it. And I don't know. Maybe I need to start doing it. I do. Listen, I know I have an organization type of deficiency here. I get it, right? But I'm afraid to indulge in the area of organization because I'm afraid that I will get too consumed in it. I really try to simplify my life as much as possible. And I'm trying to find the balance of how simplified should I have it versus it needing to, get a little bit more on the other way. You know what I mean?
I think if you want to achieve things, it's important to get a system that works for you.
Okay, good. All right. Tony fucking hot. Tony Robbins.
No,
coming
I do because you are a fucking real comedian. You're good at what you do. And I think, my whole thing with comedy and like the business of comedy, I just look at it and I shake my head because I go, if half these motherfuckers just use a Google Calendar and had an ounce, this is not meant for you, obviously. I've worked with you and seen you at shows and stuff.
Yeah. You're
very professional, but no one in fucking comedy understands what organization is, professionalism.
Because comedians were not like that.
Fucking show banners or show flyers.
I'm one of these individuals. I'm one of these comedians. I just go on stage and I just like perform.
I think a little bit of that.
I need it, but I don't think I'm like. There's comedians that are like they don't know, like they don't even have the basic principles of organization. Like, I think I have some. But it's not enough that matches where I should be.
I think if we're talking about comedy, it depends on what kind of comedian you want to be.
I think you don't choose the type of comedian you want to be. You don't choose the type of comedian you want to be. The comedy chooses the you can't choose. Like if I want to be like, you can't really choose it. Great comedians don't choose to be like who they want to be. Like they choose what they want to say, and then whatever that happens and whatever energy they portray and whatever comes back, that's what that happens.
I think you can choose. I think
let me take that back. You're right. I think I'll let you talk. Yeah, I think you're right.
You can absolutely, in my opinion, choose what kind of professional you want to be.
Professional, I'm sorry, yes.
You could choose what kind of professional you want to be. You can show up on time to the shows.
Mm-hmm.
You can put on talented younger comedians that are coming up.
Never.
You can you can respond to people. You can send thank you texts to people because no fucking comedian is going to do it.
So you're saying those capacities?
I'm just saying you can be a working comedian if you choose to be, or if you don't want to do certain, like, you have the choice to choose what you want to do in that regard.
Okay. So what type of comedian do you think you are?
I don't think I'm a comedian. I don't go up enough to be a comedian, but I think I would, like, I'll look at Sebastian Maniscalco. He is the type of comedian that if I were to quit my job and to put all my whole effort into it, is what I would do. Every fucking night, 3-4 sets a night, different places.
That's what you wanted.
Setting goals to get places. How can I reach a broader audience? How can I capitalize and turn this into not just stand-up comedy, acting, all this other stuff? I look at that and I go, that's not right or wrong. That's just what I like. Then you could look at, like, Dave Attell, arguably more respected than Sebastian Maniscalco, but has not reached the heights and is not looking to do all these other things. He's fine with doing 2 mics. He's fine with being at the Cellar. Like,
yeah, he's just one of those comics that just cares about just getting on stage and performing as much as he can, But yeah,
I think they both made choices of, like, what they wanted to do, and I think a comic like Sebastian was like, you know what, I'm going to do some shit that I probably don't necessarily want to do as much, right, because it's going to get me the other thing. Where David tells, like, again, I don't know these people. I don't fucking know if this is what the case is, but it seems like on the outside looking in, David tells just like, I just enjoy getting up and going to do stand-up. Yeah, I don't like all this other extra shit.
He's not doing TikTok.
Yeah, and that's fine.
He's not doing, and I think he just, then when he comes from that type of, like, era of comedians where they really, they didn't really grow up with social media, so it was more of, like, really like boots to the ground.
Yeah.
Doing multiple sets a night, especially in New York City. That's the great thing about New York City. That, you develop so much as a comic because if you choose to be going back to what you're saying, if you choose to decide to be that comedian that goes up every day, does multiple sets, emails, and really, you can really see some progress,
Yeah. If you're intentional. I think intentionality is a choice.
Yes. Oh, yes. Very much so. Intentionality is a choice. I think that's the name of this episode. Intentionality is a choice. That's interesting.
Being very intentional with what you're doing and creating your own world around you.
Could you be a manager? You wouldn't be able to manage a person. I can't see you, like, managing a person.
I can, yeah.
No, I can't. No, I can't.
Top three reasons why.
Patience. It will reach to a certain point. You have a good amount of patience, but I think at some point, your brain will say, "Okay, Nick, you're better than this. Like, you need to."
Fair enough.
Yeah, you'll be like, I'm better than this. Like, I know where it needs to happen. This person's not gonna get it, so you'll just be like, "Listen, like, I don't have the capacity to, like, deal with your."
You talking like a talent manager?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, even just I'm someone who's managing an artist. Like, if I was like, hey, Nick, right now, manage me, you're probably going to be like, yes, to a certain point.
I think that's a good manager, though. I think that's someone who, a manager for me is someone that helps you,
because I'm not going to, like,
unlock potential.
Because listen, you're going to get calls at like 3 a.m. if you manage me. You're going to be like, Chase Abel's fucking eating Twinkies and didn't pay for it at the hotel lobby. You're going to get calls like that, dude. Like,
we're going to suspend your Marriott account unless you pay for this man's Twinkies.
You're going to get a call from the GM in the morning, be like, hey, we had to kick out Chase Abel because, he was watching too much Pornhub and he was charging it to the house account.
Yeah. Just so not even how it works, but that's fine. I get a call from Marriott being like, he's watching porn the old way.
He brought his own scrambler.
He has free Wi-Fi in a laptop.
He has put the do not disturb sign for 3 straight days. We're worried about him. Can you come and get him?
Look, I think everyone. I
don't
think
you'd be like, fucking. You'd be like,
I'd be like, no.
You're like, I can't.
There's an element of comedy in that regard that I don't have patience for. The lack of, wherewithal, the stunted growth that some of these people have, where it's just like
most comedians have it.
This basic shit.
Yeah,
this basic shit you learn with having a job. Now, having a job is different than work. I'm all for, like, if you have the work ethic, where you're like, this is it. This is my job. This is what I do every single day, and you're on top of it. It doesn't matter if you went and worked in a corporate environment. It doesn't fucking matter. You just have the thing.
Right.
Some people that just don't have the thing, it's like, what are we wasting our time with here?
For?
Like, let's just be honest. You know, let's be honest with ourselves.
I told my, with this job, this day job I have, it's very high pressured, right? But I'm cool because I've worked in like high pressure environment jobs. So, you know, for me, I feel like I'm one of these type of individuals that has worked in chaos for so long, you know? And so basically, like, any other things to like other people that may seem like very hard to deal with, they're just like little scratches to me, because so I just I don't know, like I just can't see myself working corporate America like for too long, you know, because I'm too straight up. Like, I'm one of these people that is like, listen, like, we need to get this done, let's get it done, which is interesting because in my comedic I'm just like, let's take the most, you know, relaxed approach. And, you know, listen, I got a lot of things to work on, Nick. This is a great reminder that if you want things and you say you want to be something, you really have to challenge yourself in doing the things you don't like to do. And I think that's what I mean, all jokes aside, I think that's what I'm getting from this conversation. Like, you know, and you have to be consistent at doing the things that you don't like to do, and mastering, like, working on certain tools that you may not have, you know. So I'll work on it. Fuck it. I mean, I'll work on it.
Well, it's not.
I don't know. It's fucking Jesus Christ.
I'm just saying.
Do you have Adderall? Fucking like somewhere?
I used to have a prescription for Adderall. And I had to stop.
Yeah. That's not a good one.
That's not good.
Yeah,
that's not good. Well, I feel as though you're going to find this place. You're gonna go. I mean, you're gonna get one of the other ones. Yeah. You know, the one of the two that's presented to you.
I mean, I have no. Yeah,
that's happening.
It's got to happen. So,
do you think you'll stay, or do you think you'll continue to kind of? Like the move for me would be, let me lock down the place that is the cheapest and closest to the city.
Okay.
Closest to work. Then while I'm in there, let me look for off-cycle leases that I can, that just a better, you know, a better thing for me.
Yeah.
I would just hit that. I would hit that hard.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, tomorrow, next episode, you're going to be happy.
We're going to be broadcasting live from your studio.
You're going to be broadcasting live with a fully furnished fucking 1-bedroom apartment. And you'll be like, how the fuck did Chase pull this off? That's what you're going to say. That's what you're going to say. I know that's what you're going to say. So. You know? Real talk. Or any of my listeners who live in the Boston area that want to have a roommate for a little bit.
The way that you present it is very funny. It's like you're trying to fit into a pair of socks that are too small, where it's like, maybe if I just angle it this way. How about a roommate?
You also have to understand something about me, Nick. Like, since 2012, well, 2010, actually. Since 2010, 2011, I've slept on couches, friends' couches. I've slept in cars. I've slept in, like, whatever it took to do comedy and whatever it took to, like, just figure shit out. So I don't know. I think, like, it kind of made me a little bit I just don't worry about things.
Yeah.
I just don't worry about things. I just don't worry about things. I don't let it get to me. And these things to the majority of my friends would definitely make them worried.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just not at the place anymore where I don't stress about things. And, you know, I think I'll still, if I was to bet on which personality or like which one I would still choose, I'll still choose like, I'll still choose
privacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know. I just, dude, the world's fucking weird now, bro. People are like stressed.
Yeah.
There are people that are out there, man, and they are stressed and they are fucking stressed. And this is the thing about stress that people have to understand. You have to be very careful about stress. Stress is one of the most dangerous things to the human body that can happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because stress is invisible. It's not tangible.
Sure.
It affects like every part of your body depending on what energy of your body is being affected. So if you're being stressed like in your shoulder, like if you have like a problem with your shoulder, if you have stress, it's gonna go to there. It's gonna make it worse. If your mental state is already fucking out of whack, whatever stress you're having, it's gonna go to your mental state.
Yeah.
It's invisible, man. So you got to be careful how you kind of like internalize things. But I do agree with you. In order to alleviate it or to like kind of like you have to have a plan, and you have to have structure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to have like a little system in place, I think, just so that you have some peace of mind. Because I do think like,
yeah,
you know, the lifestyle that you want to live is more nomadic, where you can move around. So people that are akin to that lifestyle are used to that stress that would make me go, okay, we're gonna move here, and then we gotta do this. How am I gonna get the car? I gotta get the car, and then I gotta figure this. I gotta fold my shit. What shit's dirty? I gotta go to the laundry, and it's just like,
right.
And I just, you know, that's a preference, and that's, you know, I think something that you either stressed out by it or you're not. But I think what you're talking about too is like even the larger picture of like being able to avoid certain stresses so that you can achieve the things that you want to achieve is the thing that I focus probably primarily on, of like, how do I make sure I'm doing the shit that I don't want to do, but ultimately that will lead me to what I want to get. Do I enjoy the 9-to-5 job? Yeah, there's aspects of it that I really do enjoy.
I do.
I don't think it defines me, but it allows me to potentially start like a little podcast network and not have to worry about, I got to charge these. Am I going to charge Chase this for? No, I don't have to worry about those things because.
We gotta
but
talk about the invoice on that.
I don't. How did it turn into me paying you now for the?
We could talk about the.
But what I'm saying is like setting yourself up in that way so you can kind of go like, all right, then I can, you know, and I say that knowing that it's not like that for everyone, and it's not like that for a majority of the people in this country. I think living and growing up in and around Boston, it's a bubble. Massachusetts, for the most part, depending on where you live in Massachusetts, it's very much a bubble.
Sure.
And the opportunities that you think are there might not be somewhere else. But at the same time, I look around and go, there's also an opportunity at every step of the way to earn money,
sure.
to work, to do all these things. Like,
yeah.
I think there's like too much emphasis on technology, too much emphasis on self-actualization. Does this fulfill 100% of me? No, who gives a fuck if it does?
Right.
Do the thing so you can go do the other thing that you're passionate about.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I don't want to talk in generalities, but
no, it makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of my time too, up until this point, has been really focusing on, like you said, my health, and also focusing on my quote unquote, some would say, journey or path to, you know, just knowledge of self. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so knowledge of self, it takes you on a very, very like nomadic path to a degree, because you're figuring yourself out, and you're trying different things, and you're just taking things in the present moment, and you're experiencing those moments, and you're drawing conclusions from those moments, and you're moving on, So I try to draw experiences and moments with each and everything. And so I don't try to block it with any other thing other than whatever it is that's in front of me. So, but I think I've reached the point where like, okay, I kind of understand like who I am. But so now this is the next phase of me structuring who I am.
Yeah.
There's like,
I just look at like successful people. I'm just upset, and it's not money. It's not always money. It's actually very rarely money, which I've come to realize, which is shocking, because I thought like, man, you get to a certain level of wealth and your problems just go away. And the more people I talk to that are at that level, I'm just like, no, it doesn't. Nah. You have to figure out yourself first.
Dude, and I work fucking, like, I'm not gonna say where I work, but dude, I work in a place where fucking
you're around a lot of wealth.
What?
Yeah. Without giving up.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
So I just think people that make their lives work for them and set systems up to help them get to the next level of where they want to be.
Sure.
They always just do things that they might not necessarily like to do.
Of course, you have to. There's no other. I feel like you just have to insert yourself in areas where you're uncomfortable. You got to put yourself in the trenches. You got to really kind of plow through the uncomfortabilities of situations, and that's how you grow.
Sure.
That's how I learn. You put me in a job for like, Chase. Oh, Chase, can you serve drinks? I never did it before, but I bet I'll be fucking great at it. Right? Chase, can you fucking be a banker? Like, go work at a bank, Bank of America, do whatever, customer service teller. I could do that. Like, being adaptable.
Even if you can't, I think admitting...
learn.
That's the thing. I think everyone in this fucking society, and again, talking in generalities here, but...
Sure, we always do.
There's so many people that just think... This is not direct to you. They think they could just... Instead of like saying, I don't know that, but I will learn it.
Well, we talked, yeah.
I don't know how to do that.
Oh,
how many times I've said that in the last 2 weeks where it's like, no, you know what? I don't have that experience, but here's what I have that will translate directly to that.
Yeah.
But I think it's so tough for this generation, and I think it's tough for people who want to promote themselves, because we're in a very, like I said, self-actualized, self-promoting society.
Oh, for sure.
Where people don't have the goods, but they promote themselves as if they do.
Oh, they fucking... Oh.
And then they blame it on culture, or they blame it on poor management, or they blame it on this, that, and the other thing. It's like, no, you don't have a fucking system in place, and you don't have the experience.
We have fucking managers where I work that are like 24, 25-year-olds that like... And it's like, they're managers, and it's like, how, you think you're going to be a great manager at 24? Like, how in the world are you going to be able to, like, manage 50-year-olds? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How in the world are you going to be able to manage 50-year-olds who work, or 60-year-olds, or, people who have actually been through the workplace, have a lot of experience? On paper, this is what's happening now. A lot of people on paper look good, but then once they cement themselves in the actual work itself, and what happens is that particular job exposes everything about you. That's when you know who are the really skilled people and who are not.
Sure. Yeah.
We don't have a lot of skilled people anymore.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Younger generations.
I guess you're right, because it's not, because they don't have to. The problem solving is not there. What it used to be.
Why should it be? I could put out a video on YouTube.
Well, yeah, it's also like
fucking eating a plant.
Whatever happened to like an errand while you were at work, where it's like, okay, someone fucking broke this vase. You need to go find a vase.
Yeah, problem solve that.
Okay, let me find the vase shop. Let me figure it out. It's like, no. I'll just order one on Amazon. It'll be here tomorrow. There's no critical thinking in that way anymore. Oh,
critical thinking has gone out the window.
Also, everyone wants to be a boss or like everyone. I'll sometimes talk to someone where it's like they want to be an entrepreneur, but they're getting a job at a company, but they're not acknowledging the fact that company is going to actually give them the experience and the systems. They're just kind of like, you ever notice this like trend in like entrepreneurship?
Yeah.
Get a job.
Everyone's like, this is the thing about people don't understand about being an entrepreneur. I love I appreciate the willingness to want to tap into entrepreneurship. Mm-hmm. I do. But let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Not everyone is built to be an entrepreneur, because in order to be an entrepreneur, you have to possess or create or mainly sacrifice things that you won't be able to control. What I mean by that is, in order to be an entrepreneur, you think you're gonna be able to go out with your friends on the weekends like you normally do every weekend? No. You gotta work on your craft. You gotta email, like you said. You gotta create fucking purple fucking barcodes, like Nicky Neighborhoods over here. You gotta research. You gotta network. You gotta cut friends off who are not elevating you. You gotta cut off some family members too who don't believe in you. Dude, there's so much shit that comes with like being an entrepreneur. Like, people will quit within a month. And the one thing you have to also possess is knowing how to be alone.
Yeah.
And most people
have a tough time with that.
People have a tough time of being alone. You have to be alone for a while.
I disagree with that. I was thinking about this because I was working on this bit that I'll never perform.
Jay-Z fucking told me that, so fuck you. Okay,
but I think people are too alone now. Like, think of all the drugs that people do. It's like they're very isolated. No one likes to do social drugs anymore, right? Like no one wants to be in a group of people doing those things at a party. It's like very isolated.
I'm gonna tell you the difference. That's different. Creating loneliness because you think you're alone is different from actually choosing to be alone to help you grow. There's a lot of people that choose, they think that they're alone and they're really not. So they create bad habits that eventually makes them alone. Versus you actually not being alone. You have a lot of friends, right? Well, you're probably not a great example, but
enough.
You have enough, right? But in order to get to that enough, did you have to cut off certain friends in order to get the core friends that you have now? Did you have to get rid of certain friends because you reached a point in your life you said, yo, these people are not very healthy for me anymore?
They kind of just fell off.
Did they, or did you choose to move a different way?
Yeah, it wasn't like this proclamation where I had to sit down with them and I was like, I find that I've always been a pretty good judge of people. So the friends that I've had in high school and my core group of friends, I've remained intact with them. Mm-hmm. But like the little ancillary friends, they just fall off. They kind of, you don't communicate with them as much anymore. I don't. I
mean, bro.
If you're not texting me on a semi like a every other day, right. I have some friends where we talk every day. We'll take the weekend off, but we'll talk every single day.
Ugh.
And then I have every
day. What do you say every day? What do you say every day?
We just run through shit, dude. We like work on bits. But when it's not even bits, they're just like, when you have kids, man, some of the stories that I get from these guys, it's just like, it's fucking incredible.
Okay.
Okay. And then like stuff we see on Instagram. It's almost like a podcast. I honestly could start a podcast with some of the phone calls that I have. I don't know if I'd have a job afterwards, but.
Yeah. Well, you don't have a job now.
I don't have a job now. So what are you going to do?
Hey.
No. Yeah, listen, I think going back to what we were originally talking about, I think, get a system. Get a system that works for you. Don't be extrinsic. You don't have to fucking be Gary Vee. You don't have to do
just something that fits.
Chase has his system.
I have a system. I got to find it.
Yeah.
And I have to really because there's moments I'm like, listen, there's moments when I'm pedal to the metal, man, fucking no one can fucking stop me. It's been proven. I got a fucking resume. This like when I'm like in it,
Yeah.
no one's touching me. And when I put things together and I'm like on it.
But how do you maintain that flow state? How do you maintain that consistency? Because the difference between you and the guy
Perfect
at a higher level is there's a system in place.
Well, there's a system in place, and they don't like they have more of a discipline.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Like I know like I lack discipline in areas.
We all do.
But then I pick it up when the pressure's on. I pick it. But this is due to like many years of just like kind of, I don't know. Maybe just sometimes you need people to remind you and tell you, hey, like, my friend Randy tell me that all the time. The thing is, he's the opposite. He's fucking really disciplined and organized, and can't live in like the spontaneity, the how I do it. Right. And there's people like you that are organized too, but you kind of have like a little balance. You're kind of a little spontaneous, but you like to know things ahead of time, and know, like I've never been like that. Like
I think I'm at a good balance.
I've never been like that.
Yeah.
Like ever since I was a kid, it's like, yo, what do you want to do? Boom, I'm ready to go. Oh, we'll make it happen. All right. Oh, that chart, yeah, I'll do it the night before. Projects, I did it the night before.
Yeah.
Tests, I did the night before. SATs, study the night before. Everything, I did it the night before. I don't know why. Maybe I need to talk to someone who really probably understands. What do you think?
I would. I think that's the same way I did, because there was no emphasis on it as a kid. My parents weren't obsessed with school, so I wasn't obsessed with school.
Okay. My parents were obsessed with school, but they just told me I needed to get good grades, but they couldn't show me how to get grades.
They were obsessed with you succeeding.
Yes.
They didn't give a fuck about algebra, arithmetic, or anything like that. It sounds like it. I don't know.
They didn't. They couldn't.
Yeah. So I think as an adult, for me, I want to be around people that I'm like, this motherfucker runs 5 miles a day. Ugh. But he's also not complaining about his fucking back hurting all the time. He's not worried about his gut, his WNBA referee body.
He probably has great hip flexors.
Exactly.
Right?
He's clear thinking. He gets up and he does it in the morning. Does he have problems? Yeah, he's got problems. But it seems a little bit easier for him to deal with those problems because he's doing that. So I just take those little things and I'm like, how do I balance being who I am, but also trying to evolve into something that's a little bit more fulfilling? I think like you be comfortable all the time. You just don't turn into anything. You just exist. I think comfort is good. In some instances,
right.
When you're talking about your mental health, and I think when you're talking about being well and like taking care of yourself. But I think disruption and chaos and things that are challenging is important to be able to operate in. But having the system though is like you have to have a direction of what you're doing.
You gotta have a goal.
Yeah.
A finite point. Finite point. Is it finite or finite?
I think you have to have systems. I think goals are outdated. I think goals are things that you can write on your wall, but if you don't have a system, goals can change, but the systems don't change. The system of you getting up in the morning.
Yeah, Jim Crow.
And
sorry.
He needs some milk.
I had to. Sorry.
It's okay. But I don't.
We were doing so good.
The random Jim Crow drop fucking threw me right off. Yeah, I know. Jim Crow.
Jim Crow, yeah.
How does that have anything to do with it?
Yeah. Hey. You guys,
listen, man, do what works.
You guys can drink water. Just over here.
Do what works for you. I'm here as your friend
but you're honest.
And partner, creative partner to say there are certain things
it up, Chase.
that I noticed. And the same with me. There's certain things I got to be a little bit more patient with certain things. Yeah. And then there's other things that I think are pretty
patient with me.
Yeah, I think are pretty standard operating procedures for someone who is looking to get to that next level.
SOPs,
yeah.
I learned that from.
That's good.
I learned that.
Yeah. we're doing a good job of not divulging anything about our day jobs. I have to commend us for that.
Oh yeah,
And I'm sure the listeners,
they don't know. They won't know. They will never know.
I mean, whatever. You look us up, you could probably find out. But
no, never. I paid him not to know.
yeah.
I paid Google not to.
What's going on with you? What's
What's up?
comedy shows? What do you have going on?
Comedy shows coming up. Okay, here we go. September, baby. Got some shows coming up. Line up some shows. September 21st, I'll be in Plymouth, Massachusetts. I'll be at the Tavern at the something in Plymouth. That's this goes back to the organization thing that Nick, it's baby steps. Okay. I'll be in Plymouth on September 21st. It's a place called Tavern. It's on my Instagram. You guys can go and follow me. Actually, let me stop myself right now. I'm going to be more organized right now.
Growth.
It's growth.
Hashtag growth.
Here we go. Nope.
Hashtag bad bitch.
Has that basic.
Hashtag boss bitch.
Ugh. I hate when it's. Ugh,
Yeah, get over it.
I'm not gonna.
Do the workout.
Yeah,
I don't want to see the preamble to it. Just do it.
Oh, the basic that every time every woman's a boss bitch. Ugh. I was like, I don't even think you understand. You're not working.
Yeah.
How can you be? You're not working.
What is your W-2?
Where's your
what is your EIN, employee identification number?
I think, ladies, if you're out there, you call yourself a boss bitch. I want to see a W-2 or 1099.
Some statement, some official statement.
Just a little, at least give us something to at least we can say, okay, yeah, she is a boss. She's a boss of something. All right, here we go. We're gonna be at September 21st, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be at the New World Tavern in Plymouth.
Oh, I've been.
Massachusetts.
Oh, I've been. Good luck.
I'll be at the New World Tavern in Plymouth, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Coco Panda's coming to the city near you.
Make sure you got a ride home.
I think I'm gonna stay in the night in Plymouth.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll probably find probably a MILF.
Yes, you will. In Plymouth?
Yeah.
Head over to East Bay afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
East Bay Grill.
Yep.
Love
Divorced, 3 kids.
Took the husband for everything he's worth.
Yeah, we should get a nice house.
She owns half the cement company. Now. It's not in Sons anymore.
September 21st, New World Tavern in Plymouth. I'll be out there. Show starts at 7 p.m. Definitely check me out there. I'll be at Capo Comedy September 14th in South Boston and Capo Comedy Club. Guys, check me out there. September 12th, I'll be at Scholars in Somerville on a Monday night. That's September 12th. And then from September 16th to the 18th, probably 15th to the 18th, I'll be in Philadelphia, Philly Punchline. You already know what it is with my man Godfrey. More dates are being added for September. And then that's it, man. I'm trying to get back on stage more. I took a break, getting my health back in order, getting new material, trying to shop it. Like I said, it's been these couple years have been tough. Couple years have been tough. I'm not going to be I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's been tough. I lost a lot of people. I don't really talk about it much. Fighting through, trying to make money, trying to survive, trying to create this dream, working it. It's hard, but you got to keep going. I got to keep going. I got to have friends like Nick to remind me that, you got to set goals and you have to reach them and you got to try at least, so hopefully you guys have friends like Nick around or that are in your life that can remind you that you're a lazy piece of shit. I mean, he didn't say it. He didn't say it exactly like that. But again, you have to understand my dad hit me when I was a kid. So it was, I never knew value.
Cut to the Chase podcast, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, follow me at Chase Abel on Instagram. This podcast was interesting. CHASEABEL. I don't know where this is going to play. This might be the best podcast episode we've ever. We might get 100,000 downloads on this podcast.
We won't, but it was still fun.
We absolutely won't. We might scratch this episode. No, this is great. Instagram, Chase Abel, ChaseAbel, www.chaseabel.com. Nicky Neighborhoods. Please follow him. What you got?
At Pain in My Assad. Follow us also on YouTube. Check out those videos. Check out the Ani Moosh video. That was fun. It was a good video. Thank you, man.
Yeah, I'm going to post those clips up tomorrow. We're going to get that out. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. This is Cut to the Chase podcast with Nicky Neighborhoods. Please tune in next week again. We out.